Hello, everybody. My little rabbits. My little rabbits, how have you been doing? I hope you've been having a good day, a good week. Um, so, as you see by the title, we're gonna be doing a Q&A. Um, this wasn't like supposed to be a 3K special, but it might as well be because we've been at 3,000 subscribers for a while now, and I sound like a broken record at this point, but I am I am so grateful for every single one of you, every single one of my little rabbits. Thank you so much for well, for 3,000 subscribers, for letting me be able to reach this goal. I never would have thought that I would be seen by this many people so many times. I think, I think like I've accumulated around 100, over 100k views at this point. It's probably more because I haven't done the math, but there's like I have a couple of videos that are 20k. Um, and disclaimer warning, there might be sounds like background noises in like right now because my mom might be vacuuming the other room, so you might like notice a few vacuuming sounds, and I also have my fan turned on in here because it's really hot out for some reason today. But yeah, welcome to the Q&A. I asked in my community post for questions that you guys wanted to ask me if you wanted to get to know me a little better, and you provided. I think with like 20 over 20 questions, which is like a huge leap from the previous Q&A, which is understandable because my previous my yeah my previous my my previous Q&A is what I'm trying to say. It was done for a 100 subscriber celebration. So I think there were like what, only 4 questions in total. But yeah, no more stalling. Um, let's get to the questions. I'll start with the easy ones first. This one's from Blake Furry 7GC, and they ask, "What's your favorite food?" My favorite food. It's a pretty hard one. I said easy. I said easy like literally 10 seconds ago, but honestly, I'm not that picky with food. I could just eat anything that's served on my plate, unless it's like clams or something. I don't think I've ever tried clams, honestly. Um, yeah, but what my favorite food? Um, I mean, at the top of my head, I can only think of a vegetable, which is like broccoli, the the infamous vegetable. Um, I actually like it. It's yummy when it's like cooked right. Um, I think I don't know if I'm misremembering, but people say it tastes like greeny, I guess. like that specific vegetable taste that comes with most vegetables. But I actually kind of like that taste. Honestly, the vegetables like cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, carrots, um, tomatoes. Tomatoes were one that I didn't really like as a kid. Um, I don't know why, but then as I grew up, I started trying to eat more of it because it's, I think, good for your skin. And you know, it wouldn't hurt to try. It's not like I'm allergic to tomatoes or anything. So I am able to eat tomatoes. I like to eat cauliflower, cabbage, broccoli, carrots. I think, are mushrooms considered a vegetable? No. No, they're fungi. Um yeah, weird tangent there, but yeah, mostly vegetables. I don't think I have a specific dish that I like. That's my favorite. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. And thank you for supporting me. And we'll move on to the next question, which is by Sizable Floppa. it's it's a food related question again, which is what is my favorite sauce to have with chicken wings? I am not a sauce guy. I don't. Yeah, when I eat food and there's like condiments on the table, like maybe in restaurants where they put these condiments in like ketchup and mustard and stuff, um, like these racks, I don't usually go for them. I like just eating my food as it is. For chicken wings, I'd also just eat them without sauce. I don't know. Does that make me a crazy person or something? Um, yeah, I don't really like sauce. Like ketchup and mustard and stuff like that. But like, I don't know. If I had to choose what sauce to put on my chicken wings, I guess it would have to be ketchup. No, not ketchup, barbecue. Barbecue sauce. I feel like barbecue sauce is the most suitable for chicken wings. Um, yeah, I hope that answers your question. My answer is barbecue sauce if I had to choose. But yeah. Also, thank you for the for the congratulations, and we'll move on to the next question, which is by my very dear subscriber who's been with me basically at like the start of my journey, which is um I don't think you could like pronounce this as an actual name, but QWEZRT. Um and they say the journey is amazing, Usagi. Seeing your growth has made me so happy. I always knew you were gonna be an amazing ASMR artist since your first video. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Um, I remember you answering my question at your first Q&A. I remember too. Um, it was kind of nerve-wracking to go off script. Like, you know, if you watched my previous video, you would know that I stutter. If I go off script, I kind of ramble a bit, but yeah. Um, my question now is, what mic do you use for your videos? Have a good one. Um, the mic that I use, I'm holding it right now. It's the It's the Comica's eDroid Uni. It's a USB microphone I just randomly bought off of, I think, Shopee or Lazada or something. It I just picked a random microphone that had decent reviews, and it worked out because one of the reviews I think were about recording ASMR with it, and they said it was good. So there you go. Um, there were like two variations of this microphone on that store page. There was the mic stand version, and also the, what's it called? Like the attachment thing where you can clip the mic holder onto your desk. You could probably see it in like podcasts or something, but yeah. I thought I bought the mic stand. I thought I bought the mic stand version so I could like put it down on whatever surface I'm recording on. But turns out I bought the mic attachment holder thing, which is like kind of useless because I don't record on a desk. Usually, I record in my blanket, so usually on like a bed or my bedroom floor. So I thought I wanted to have like a mic stand so I could place it down easily. But you know how that goes. You know how that went. Um, but yeah, I hope that answers your question. Um, Thank you for being such a loyal little rabbit. And on to the next question, which is by Light Prism 63, and they say, "Happy 3K, thank you." And my question is, what is the skill you're most proud of outside of ASMR? Thanks for providing us with lots of warm, cuddly content. We appreciate you. Hope you have somebody in your life to give you all the care you're giving us. Um, to answer the latter first, I do. I I have my parents mostly. Um, and my friends, they're all supportive of me, which I think is really great. Um, I'm happy to have them, but yeah. So the skill I'm most proud of outside of doing ASMR, um, I mean, high chance it would be drawing because you know I I like to draw. I can draw. I draw the thumbnails on my videos. Like I switched to that thumbnail style like a few months ago, and you know, it like drawing helps me like get my creativity out. It's another way. It's another like creativity outlet. Um, and I've also been like drawing for a long time, like way before my ASMR stuff, which I think I started in like 2020, and I've improved all over the years. Um, maybe, maybe one time, maybe one day, I can show you guys my drawings, but that's gonna that's gonna take a lot of courage because I'm a bit shy about my drawings. I mostly do illustrations, fully rendered illustrations, but yeah, um, that's an idea. I guess if you guys wanted to see like my drawings, maybe that could be something for a future video. But I hope that answers your question. And on to the next question, which is asked by like multiple people. Um, Dodge Robinson, Viltal VA, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and Laughingstock 411. They all ask the same question, which is, what's your favorite color, or what are your favorite colors? And since since some people since some of these people also ask multiple questions, I'll answer them in this like in the same like section, kind of like a Q&A spree. But my favorite color, I think you could guess by like my channel brand. It's right now it's pink. Um, but honestly, if if I answered like honestly, I I don't really have a designated favorite color. It mostly just changes depending on my mood and what I gravitate towards. Like as a child, I always thought red was my favorite color, but then a few years went by and it turned into blue. And blue was my favorite color for the longest time until I started getting into drawing. I tested out with all sorts of different colors, and yeah, I just gravitate towards different colors at different times. Sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it's purple or green, but mostly I feel like I tend to like colors on the more cool side, like blue, green, purple, stuff like that. Um, but yeah, now you know my favorite colors. And for this section, we're gonna be answering another question from Viltal VA next, which is, what crayon tastes the best? Um, for safety reasons, I'm joking. For legal reasons, I'm joking. But I think maybe the dandelion crayons. Um, I forgot which brand. If I remember it, I'm gonna show it on the screen. But these dandelion crayons, I see. It just reminds me of like the question reminds me of this like TikTok, or not TikTok. I watch it on I found it on YouTube Shorts. This person who was collecting like a whole bunch of dandelion colored crayon related stuff, like memorabilia. They had a whole wall dedicated to dandelion crayons, and I think that's certainly dedication. I admire that. Um, but honestly, dandelion crayons do look tasty. They do look tasty. Maybe I feel like because of the name, maybe there's sort of like a floral flavor mixed with lemon zest. But yeah, that's Bill Tal's question. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I hope I am. I'm sorry if I mispronounced. Um, but now for laughing stocks. Question. Questions plural. How did you come up with your channel name, and what made you wanna do ASMR? Um, so another person also asked in the same vein of what made you start doing ASMR, but For the channel name Usagi-Chan ASMR, um, I kind of just picked it on the spot. I didn't pick it thinking it was gonna be like, oh, this is gonna get so many subscribers, man. It's gonna be so recognizable. But yeah, I think like I like rabbits. They're one of my favorite animals, and also I used to watch Sailor Moon, and Sailor Moon's protagonist is named, I think, Usagi too. So I just named myself Usagi-chan, and now 3,000 people know me as Usagi, which is mind blowing. But yeah, that's the story, I guess, of how I came up with my channel name. And Gutstash M5Z also asked this too, and it's what made you want to do ASMR, or what made you start doing ASMR? I think I answered this in the previous Q&A, but um mostly because I also like ASMR myself. I recently discovered, or like maybe rediscovered, because I knew about ASMR back then when it was still like a trend. Um and then I rediscovered ASMR back in, well, not back in, I guess in this year, and around the start of this year. And I find it quite relaxing, and people also say I have a relaxing voice. And so I watched, like, the main people I watched, not people, person. The main person I watched ASMR was Seraph ASMR, and I still watch them today. They're I guess the one of the major reasons I started doing ASMR in the first place, because I like their content. I wanted to do, like, I guess I look up to them. Um but yeah, that's what made me want to do ASMR. I hope that answered your questions, and thank you for asking. And we will be moving on to the next question, which is by Solstice1206. And they ask, my question is, what were you up to between 1939 and 1945? I was, not many people know this, but I was actually a government spy during that time. Yeah, I witnessed the whole war going on. Um, well, now you know this part of my story. Um, I'm this is joking. I'm joking, by the way. This is all jokes. I'm not actually. I didn't do anything back then. I probably wouldn't even be alive right now if I was like alive back then. But uh, yeah, I hope that answered your question. Thank you for the interesting inquiry. But all right, the next question, which is, or next questions, plural, by the Baron von Berger. And the first question is, do you live in an accepting environment for LGBTQIA plus people? If not, do you have a supportive circle of close friends? Well, I mean, my family supports me. I think they all know, like, what I am. They know what I am. They know what I do. No, but mostly they they know I'm part of the LGBT community, but I think only one person, one family member only knows about this ASMR thing going on. But yeah, I'd say it's pretty accepting. They don't like torch me on the stake or something like that just for being gay or something. But yeah, and my friends are also supportive. I said that earlier, but yeah, my friends are also supportive because they're also part of the LGBT QIA plus, but that doesn't matter as long as oh, what am I saying? I think I'm just trying to fill out the silence. But yeah, that's the first question answered. I do live in an accepting environment. Um, and the second question, which is, what is your favorite male furry character? My favorite my favorite male furry character. Um, Honestly, I haven't thought about it. I guess. I guess it could be Vaughn. I actually haven't said his name out loud. Von Lycaon? Von Lycaon? Oh god. That sounds so wrong, but Von Lycaon, from Zenless Zone Zero. He he's just really pretty. Like, come on now, look at him. um I used to play a little bit of Zenless Zone Zero when it first launched, but I kind of lost interest in it, but still, this little wolf butler guy is still like in my heart. Um, and there's also Yanshuchi or Senpai from Nekujishi, a visual novel. He's just he's just a little scrunkly, a little cutie. I think he's cute. I think like his whole arc right now is kind of like, I like it, but no spoilers because I'm still not done with the story in case some of you have played it before and gone down his route. I I don't think I've gotten to the plot twists yet. I don't know if there is a plot twist. There should be a plot twist because plot twists are fun. um Also, I don't know if this would count as a furry character. Maybe Kimono Mimi, but an honorable mention, I guess, would be Tainari, from Genshin Impact. Um, I think if I'm editing this video, I'm probably gonna put Genshin Impact as my like background gameplay footage for this Q&A. But I play Genshin Impact, and you know, ever since Tainari released, really, I really liked him and his like, huge ears and tail. They're so fluffy, I just like, there's this irresistible urge for fluffy tails specifically that just makes me wanna stroke them and like feel the fur, you know. Um, but yep, I hope that answers your questions, the Baron von Berger. Thank you for them. And we'll be moving on to our next question, which is by Crystal54-YG5TU. Um, uh, Congrats, finest twine 20th on the 3000th K. I do wish to know, however, if you got the choice, are you being a cat boy? What? A cowboy or dog boy? Which would I be? Um, interesting. I mean, gosh, that's kind of hard to choose because dog boys, like, obviously they're good boys. and they can wag their tails, which I guess cat boys can do that too, but the main difference between wagging your tails, like a cat wagging their tail and a dog wagging their tail, is that a dog wags their tail when they're happy, usually, but cats wag their tail, like lash their tail around when they're like mad or upset, which uh-uh. But cat boys can purr, I think. Um, I don't think I've seen a real one in real life, so I don't know if they can purr or not. I guess. I mean, I've always wanted to have like some kind of animal ears or animal tail. It's just kind of it's really interesting to like think about, like what would happen if like you live your life except with a tail and ears, like what would change? Hmm, I suppose. I mean, I like cats, but I also wouldn't mind being a dog boy because you could get head pats. But like cat boys get head pats too, don't they? Um, that's a dilemma. That's a dilemma for me, and for probably the rest of you who are also considering, like, thinking. um, I guess honestly, it's a really close tie. Um, but I think Dog Boy wins the cake here because you know I could like flop my ears and wag my tail and get called a good boy. Get head pats, receive like belly rubs from my most favoritist person in the world. But yeah, my ultimate choice is gonna be dog boys. Not plural, but my ultimate choice is gonna be a dog boy, you know. And I hope that answers your question. And moving on to the next question, which is by Soap924. And they say, congrats! Thank you. My question is, are you an audiophile? And if so, what are your favorite headphones to use? Um, an audiophile, I think that's like a person who's deeply, like, I guess, obsessed. I don't think it's called obsession, but it's like a deep fascination for music and stuff like that. Um, I just like music. I don't think I consider myself an audiophile. I just use whatever headphones. I actually don't even use headphones. I use earbuds most of the time. Um, I used to have headphones, but they broke pretty early on. Even like I wear headphones, not headphones. God damn it! I wear earbuds, and even now I'm wearing earbuds. I'm using earbuds to record my video right now. I have it plugged onto my mic, and I hope that answers your question. Probably a kind of a disappointing answer for you, but thank you for asking anyway. And we'll be moving on to the next question by Marshmallow X3-U7V. And they ask, are we still friends? Sure. I I don't think like I might have replied to you, but if you want to, we can be friends. But yeah, all of you are honestly my friends. All of you are my buddies. That's literally what I call everybody. My little rabbits, everybody. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. Um, and we'll be moving on to the next few questions from this person named Roderick8763. Their first question, I mean, I guess I could group them together. They ask, do you have a favorite game? And do you have a favorite game on Roblox? Um, my favorite game, I think my favorite game of all time would be Stardew Valley. Um, it's the first, like, long form game I ever played. And, I like the bachelors in there. I like farming. There's like tons of secrets, and also like it's a one-time payment for like so many updates. It's really shocking how they like Concerned Ape, the author, the creator of the game, doesn't like do any DLCs. They just give out free updates every now and then, which is so generous. And I think they're like a single developer too, like a single man developer who created this game all by himself. Um I don't mean to like glaze him or anything. I just kind of ramble, but it's the game is really good for someone who developed this all by his lonesome. So yeah, that would be my favorite game of all time. Would be Stardew Valley. But right now I'm fixated on Genshin Impact because of the new update, and it's a gacha game, so I'm feeding my gambling addict self, I guess. But like I'm not spending any money on it, so I'm not too far down that rabbit hole yet. But yeah. As for my favorite game on Roblox, hmm, there's a ton of games that I just play and like move on. I think I think the game I like the most on Roblox would be, I think the name was Dead Rails. Um, you would like be on this train and survive, like, and you would have to put coal in the train to make it go, like, to make it go chug chug on the tracks. And it's like kind of a zombie apocalypse game too, so you'd have to survive from zombies all while you're like maintaining this train. And the objective, I think, is pretty much to go as far as you can go. Um, I never reached the end, unfortunately. um, but yeah, those are my favorite games. And the last question from Roderick is, are you single? If yes, what are my chances? Indeed, I am single. Um, I mean, as long as you're nice and you're not a creep, or like we share the same interests, I'd say you have a pretty good chance. But yeah, I hope that answers your questions. Thanks for supporting me. Um, and yeah, let's move on to the next questions from this next person, who is named Gordito Chulo 976. And their questions are: is a Spider Femboy Part 3 in the works? And as a creator, do you plan on making episodic content or series, or a mix of both? Please, or plus, I think that's what they meant to say. Plus, love the content. Thank you very much. I'm really happy to hear you like my content. But as for the first question, um I mean, I've had it on my mind. I thought about it, but I haven't written the script for it yet. Um, Mainly because I am afraid of milking it. Um, People tend to not like when things go on for too long, like in YouTube. But if people ask about it enough, I might consider it. I might try to find ideas for next storylines. Um, but yeah, I hope that answers the question. And for the second question, second last question, I guess. Um, Episodic content. It takes a lot of time to write scripts, at least for me. Um, I guess this is honestly like just a guess right now, because I don't know if in the future I'm suddenly gonna be like demotivated or something. But I might make episodic content in the future if I'm like energized enough. Um, as for the series, I mean, I have the Spider Dad series and the Kitsune series, and I feel like the Kitsune series is honestly concluded by now, because as you might have seen on the latest video of that series, the Kitsune spoilers, if you want to go watch, you could just skip like the next 30 seconds. Um but so the Kitsune soul bonds with the listener, and that was how I was gonna write it as a conclusion, to end the story. Um but maybe, I don't know, if you want like a more domestic ASMR of the Kitsune and the listener, I might do another installation of the series. But I think the person asked as in like if I planned on making new series or episodic content. Most likely yes. I do like bringing recurring characters back and working on them. That's pretty much how drawing goes too. I have a bunch of OCs. I draw them sometimes. Um, I might do series, but we'll see. But yeah, I hope that answers your questions, and we'll be moving on to the last few questions for this video, and it's by Dan Ever 159, who asks, "Are you a femboy or anything in LGBTQ plus? And are there any themes for what kind of videos slash topics you'll make slash cover in future videos?" Um, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can tell. I'm pretty sure you can tell. The first question that I am a femboy. I'm I'm a femme representing male. Um, mostly homosexual. Uh, sometimes I do like question myself to be bi. Sometimes because sometimes I do experience like a little attraction towards women, but I I guess I haven't felt it strong enough to know for certain. So yeah, I am a femboy. I am gay. Um, very standard package for femboys. But yeah, um, as for future videos, um, as you know, October's coming up, which is the spooky month. The it's gonna be Halloween soon. Um, so I plan to make sort of Halloween related content, but yeah, I'm gonna keep it a secret for now. Just know that maybe in the months of November or October, I'm gonna be doing more spooky stuff. And that kind of brings me to something I do want to talk about. Um, I have said this in a few videos before, and maybe in some of my descriptions, if I remember correctly. I do wanna like verge off of my usual niche of like high voice comfort femboy ASMRs. I said one time that I wanted to use my natural voice more, and you know other than comfort ASMRs and sleep aids and stuff like that. Maybe would you guys be interested in perhaps yandere ASMR? um, to broaden my range too, because I I do like voice acting. Honestly, I like voice acting for fun, but you know, this is technically my job now, and I do like it. So, I do voice acting for fun and for business. So I do want to broaden my range and expand, like test my range in case someone who needs a voice actor comes across my ASMR channel, which I doubt. I don't think I'm big enough for that yet. I feel like there won't be. Oh, okay then. Um. Oh, pardon that, but as I was saying, I doubt that any people are looking for voice actors in ASMR spaces. Maybe they do, because most of the stuff about ASMR roleplays is just voice acting, honestly. But yeah, that's what I was trying to say is I'm planning on Halloween related content, and I've also been thinking for a while about making different content genres, like not just the usual comfort stuff I do. Um, but yeah, I hope that answers your questions. Thank you. And we are at the end of the video. There are no more questions left. Um, my throat kind of hurts now. Um, it's been almost I've been speaking for almost an hour, which I don't think I usually do. Like talk all this once without any breaks. But still, it was fun answering everybody's questions. All my little rabbits are so nice. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful for everything. Um, but unfortunately, this video is gonna come to an end. I hope that this video has been entertaining for you. Um, maybe this video has made you go to sleep, which, in which case, sweet dreams, and good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, and I hope you have a good night. um, yeah, I'm gonna be repeating myself if I go any further, so I'm just gonna end this video right now. Um, bye. Bye, everybody, my little rabbits. Bye bye.